Moving on to another issue that could potentially have a large impact, I think, with the millennial voter and with the general electorate as well, is the Veepstakes. As we are just days away from both parties' national convention, any day now the candidates will announce their choices for their running mates on the tickets and potential vice presidents. So as we turn back to our panel, let's start with Donald Trump. This is a man who has very little political experience, and that is something that the Clinton campaign could definitely use against him. So the logical thinking has been among many political pundits that Trump needs to choose someone who is more of a Washington insider and has that political experience, which is why names such as former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich have come up, Pennsylvania Governor Mike Pence, and even Bob Corker, who would give Trump legitimacy in discussing foreign policy and other diplomatic issues across the globe. Who would be the best candidate for Donald Trump to choose as his running mate?
You know, Donald Trump's political calculation is questionable at best, and there's really no formula to predict what he's going to do next or what he's going to say next. So I think it's very difficult to predict who he'll choose as a VP pick, but I would have to agree with you in that maybe choosing a Washington insider will appeal to the more moderate Republicans a bit more, who are obviously having a difficult time getting on board with the Trump campaign as it stands now. Several people have said that he should choose Chris Christie, who did fairly well in the beginning of the run, in the beginning of the election cycle. But honestly, he is also very outspoken and conservative and a bit sporadic, and he is definitely not an establishment candidate, so I don't know how well this would do picking up votes from the more moderate Republicans, which is exactly who Trump needs to appeal to right now.
Well, I think that we've seen a stark contrast in this campaign so far of what Donald Trump should do and what he actually does, but I think that's also something that a lot of voters find very appealing about him, that he won't just succumb to the typical establishment thinking. So I won't be surprised if Trump completely catches all of us off guard and goes with a very unconventional pick, which is why it wouldn't be surprising to see him pick someone like a Newt Gingrich, who, while he is about as establishment as you can get, Gingrich is someone who's very outspoken, he's very brash, at times bombastic, which kind of goes with that anti-establishment style that Trump is trying to appeal to. Moving on though to Hillary Clinton, when it comes to her vice presidential pick, she needs someone that can really help her with her authenticity issue, her trustworthiness issue, and can help her appeal to many of the liberals who were supporting Bernie Sanders so adamantly in the primary process, but feel very, off-put by Hillary Clinton's more establishment message. Potential candidates that have come up to try and appease the progressive crowd: Senator Elizabeth Warren, of course, who is heralded as the progressive messiah, basically, in the Senate, but then also some more establishment candidates have come to be thrown around in the media, such as Tim Kaine, who is considered the front-runner senator from Virginia, Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown, New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, and California Congressman Javier Becerra. Who should Hillary Clinton pick as her running mate?
Well, like we were talking about before, what Hillary Clinton needs to do right now is attract those younger voters and those voters who would have voted for Bernie Sanders, and that's what she's struggling to do. So I think her wisest choice would be Elizabeth Warren, because right now she's the second most popular progressive candidate that there is, progressive politician, I should say. And she's very anti-establishment, anti-corporatist, and she doesn't have any issues attracting this younger voter base, which again is what Clinton needs to attract. But Hillary Clinton is also very pro-corporatist. She has strong ties with Wall Street, those big banks, and I think the likely person that she will choose is Senator Tim Kaine. Wall Street has come out in favor of him recently, and also not only is he considered a more moderate Democrat, but he's very pro-trade and really a corporatist at heart. So even though this double woman ticket with Elizabeth Warren would definitely work in Clinton's favor, I don't think it's the choice that she's going to make.
Yeah, I think that there are definitely some aspects to Elizabeth Warren as a running mate that would really aid Clinton's cause. I think that she's really struggled with younger women Because unlike the baby boomer generation and older women who feel a sense of urgency to vote for Clinton because they want to see a woman president in their lifetime, younger women expect that they will have a woman president at some point. They don't feel that sense of urgency. So there hasn't really been a whole lot of talk in this cycle about Hillary Clinton being the first woman president. You put Elizabeth Warren on the ticket, you're able to rejuvenate a lot of that excitement about an all-female ticket finally in the White House. However, Warren does pose some risks as well. There is a debate as to whether America is ready for a ticket that has two women on it. That could definitely polarize the gender gap a little more. Hillary Clinton's already struggling with men, particularly white men, so Elizabeth Warren could be a little off-putting in that regard. Many people have thrown out the name Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Julian Castro. He would help appeal definitely to the minority voter, although Clinton's already running strong with minority voters, especially with the Latino vote. And with Castro, he can be hammered on his lack of experience. He's only, I believe, 39 years old. He has been in Obama's cabinet. Before that, he was a mayor of San Diego, but he does not have a lot of political experience. Ultimately, Hillary Clinton needs someone who will not rock the boat, who has a fairly clean background and will not add any more scandals to her already scandal-ridden campaign. That is why I would believe that she will ultimately end up choosing Senator Tim Kaine, because while he may not hurt her, while he may not dramatically help her, he certainly isn't going to hurt her, and she needs someone who can just be an effective attack dog against Donald Trump, so she won't drive up her negatives even further. To conclude, I want to respond to a new development that came out just this last week that I think has a lasting impact on this election, and that was the FBI Director Jim Comey coming out and announcing that the FBI had concluded their investigation into the use of a private email server by Hillary Clinton while she was Secretary of State. The FBI said that they were not recommending charges, not recommending prosecution by the Justice Department, and Loretta Lynch, Attorney General, quickly followed suit following that recommendation. I think that while ultimately Hillary Clinton is relieved to have not be facing any prosecution from these findings, this is almost a worst case scenario for the Democratic Party, because in his report, Director Comey revealed that Clinton has been repeatedly lying to the American people over the last year, from the first day in which she got up in front of the people at the United Nations Summit and said that she never sent or received classified information on her private email server. Director Comey informed us that in fact she had sent or received over 100 emails with classified information on that private server, and that is really just going to hammer home that image of Hillary Clinton as someone who is not honest and trustworthy. So yes, she might have gotten away with some sort of gross negligence, but this just really builds into that perception that Trump has really been playing off, that there is a different set of rules for the elite in this country, and that is really playing right into that anti-establishment mood. I think that the FBI's findings were a worst case scenario for the Democratic Party because it exposed Hillary Clinton as a liar, but because there is no prosecution, it doesn't give them a chance to potentially find another candidate.